Sarah, welcome to the Daily English Show. This weekend we're going to the JALT conference, which is very exciting. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. And since then we've been to Sapporo and we met 3 people from JALT Hokkaido. And it was great. We had a really nice lunch at an Indian restaurant. And afterwards we interviewed 2 of them to find out more about the conference. Michael and Wilma are both from Canada and they're both very experienced teachers. They've been teaching in Japan for 17 years, most of that time in Hokkaido, and Michael also spent a few years in Akita and Wilma spent a few years in Toyama. When we were talking about ways to study English, one of the things that Michael said was that coming to the JALT conference is a good idea to practice English. So it's not just for teachers. So if you're in Hokkaido or you feel like travelling here, then I hope you come to the conference and I'll see you there.
The conference is a great chance for practicing your English. There's people who are sympathetic to your level of English and people from all over Japan, and you can attend the presentations and learn something. If you're interested in being a teacher in the future, that's great, but even if you're not, especially at CALT, there's lots of neat computer-related technology that's very interesting to learn and use, like how to make a podcast or how to make a video movie and things like that.
Kia ora, in Stick News today, the Japanese Ministry of Agriculture has launched a campaign to encourage people to buy food which is produced in Japan. According to the Ministry of Agriculture, Japan only produces around 40% of the food it consumes. They want that number to increase, so they've started a campaign. Their aim is to increase the percentage to 45% by 2015. So far, the campaign has included hiring a pretty girl to speak at a press conference and uploading videos to the MAFF channel on YouTube. And that was Stick News for Monday, the 13th of October. Kia ora. What is JALT? How many members are there in Hokkaido? And you have a conference once a year? What's the theme of this year's conference? How many people are you expecting to come? Do many Japanese teachers come to the conference? What do you think people get out of the conference? What does your job involve as president of JALT Hokkaido? And what's your job description? Do you have any advice for people who are studying English?
JALT is the Japan Association of Language Teaching. It's a group of language teachers all over Japan who get together for meetings, conferences, and so on. About 2,000 members in total. JALT Hokkaido has about 150 spread all around Hokkaido.
One big conference, but sometimes we have mini conferences based on specific themes, like teaching children is one we've done in the past, and in coordination with other special interest groups. Well, this year's theme is called Hokkaido Nabe, which is popular food. Nabe is a hot stew pot full of all sorts of delicious things, and so our theme is Hokkaido Nabe, so that means a mixture of a lot of different things, and from that helping students to help themselves. So we wanted to focus this conference theme on ways that teachers can get students to get into English and access to English resources on their own, so they don't need to depend on the teacher so much. hoping for 120. But if we get more than that, that'll be great. Not enough.
Yeah.
I mean, there's reasons for that too, because most of the presentations are in English, and that can be intimidating. And there are other groups that, you know, cater more specifically to certain needs, like METs.
Sure. But I think maybe 30 or 40% of attendees may be Japanese. But the ratio of attendees is different than the presenters. And we'd love to have more Japanese people presenting, and that doesn't always happen, unfortunately.
Well, there's the social aspect where people from all over Hokkaido and other parts of Japan can come and meet up again with old friends and so on. And then there's the professional aspect of it, where people can get teaching resources. There's a lot of publishers that come to this as well, and they set up displays, so it's a good chance to see what kind of materials are available and talk with the publishers face to face, and get, you know, solid advice. You can actually see the stuff that they're selling that you might be ordering for future classes and things. So there's that part of it. There's also, for the presenters, the chance to put out their ideas in front of their peers and get some criticism or feedback is probably the word.
Right. Yeah.
Feedback.
That's right. Well, I just really have to make sure the officers know what they have to do and that they do it, crack the whip kind of thing, and kind of just coordinate and make sure that people are basically know what each other, what everyone else is doing, and so that we don't overlap. And communication with people, for example, the keynote speakers and so on, communicating with them, bringing them in, things like that.
Well, at this time of year, it's getting the people to send in abstracts to be vetted for the conference, and then compiling it together into a program, and then getting it out, and then from there helping the people in charge of the facilities and stuff just do whatever needs to be done to get the conference going. There's always lots of little things.
Conference program chair.
Yeah, that's the official name.
The official name, yeah. I think for advice for students generally, I try to tell my students, develop the habit of English. You know, do something in English every day. And with technology the way it is, it's so easy to do that, even though there may not be native English speakers around to talk to. But you know, on the internet, there's all kinds of possibilities. So do something in English every day.
If there's something you enjoy and you can express that in English, that's probably a very useful way to enjoy using the language for a useful purpose, you know, sharing what you like to do. And with Skype and other types of, you know, multimedia type of technology, it's really easy to communicate, much easier than it's ever been, I think. So, oh, and if my students are watching this, come to class. That's probably the best thing you can do.
What does JALT stand for? A. Japanese Association of Learning and Teaching. B. Japan Association of Language Training. C. Japan Association for Language Teaching. C. What's the theme of this year's conference? A. Hokkaido Sushi. B. Hokkaido Soba. C. Hokkaido Nabe. C. Wilma is the president of A. JALT Hokkaido. B. JALT Japan. C. Japan. A. How many Japanese teachers come to the conference? A. Too many. B. Just enough. C. not enough. C. What advice did Michael have for his students? A. Come to class. B. Don't come to class. C. Come to class on weekends. A. And that was the Daily English Show. See you tomorrow. Bye.